Hey, hello. You're stuck in traffic with Wolf Gorlick. A couple minute riff on IT and IT security. You know, when I was at the data center, I had this picture that represented technical debt, and it was part of a previous data center I was at, part of a data center move. I took it when we moved out, and of course when we lifted up the floor tiles, there's cables everywhere. Cables everywhere, not just cables, there were firewalls. There was a switch that was plugged into something that no one quite identified, and of course there was a Wi-Fi access point, all underneath the floor, right? You never know what you see when you look under, but a lot of times you don't want to look under. You don't want to look under because if you see it, you got to take care of it, and don't we have enough going on anyways? This is the same thing, the same complaint that I oftentimes hear as pushback to getting any sort of assessment done, right? Why would I want to do a pen test? Then I'd have to deal with the results. Why would I want to do a security benchmark, right? Benchmark my controls, because then I have to deal with the results. Why would I want to look at my encryption posture? Because then I have to deal with the results. Here's the thing. When we talk about due diligence and demonstrating due diligence, you don't necessarily have a step up to say, hey, I've done due diligence because I've ignored looking at things, but everything I knew about I took care of, right? That's step one. It doesn't really buy you anything, or part one, it doesn't really buy anything. Point two is that looking at it and not doing it doesn't necessarily demonstrate a lack of due diligence. What I mean by that is, suppose I take my car into the shop and I have them check out everything, and we find that there's 4 things wrong with my car. I need new brakes, I need new shocks, there's an issue with the airbag, I need an oil change. And I got enough money to prioritize, and I prioritized based on brakes, that's kind of important, airbag in case the brakes don't work, and maybe we'll take care of the shocks later. And I take it in after a little while and go back for the oil change. I've made a risk-based decision, I made a priority-based decision, and if I document that decision, I can explain it and demonstrate that I did have due diligence, even though I didn't address everything when I knew it was a problem. So how does this translate into assessments? First off, if you have a general workflow, a queue, which you should have developed by now, if not, I highly recommend it. You create a queue for all findings. Every single type of assessment finding, every single type of request for security. If a vendor dings you, if an auditor dings you, if you do a pen test, if you do any type of assessment, internal or external, it goes into this queue. And what should happen with this queue is work should be done. And after every time the work's done, you look at the queue again and you reassess the priority and you do the next most pressing thing that you can afford to do, right? That you have the time and the resources to accomplish. That may mean, yes, that I've done this assessment and the assessment results sat for 2 years before I addressed them. It may also mean that I did the same assessment and I found the risk was higher than something I was about to work on. So that other thing sat for 2 years. But at the end of the day, nothing can be gained by keeping the floor closed and refusing to look underneath and take care of it, right? I gained into the habit of always looking out for the risks, and then with full transparency, prioritizing and acting on what you can take care of, you're in a much better position to demonstrate due diligence, much better position to create visibility, and a much better position to secure your environment. That's it for me. Have yourself a great holiday weekend, and I'll catch you on Tuesday.